Hi everyone, I'm Jake Trombley. I hope you're settling in well to what looks like our norm for a little while. Kind of in a similar vein, I'm going to be doing my current event on the Israeli move towards domestic surveillance and the repercussions that can have on other democratic states, both in the region and around the world. This is a relatively unprecedented move by the Israelis, and especially by Netanyahu, who frequently flies the banner of self-reliance and small government. At least that's my understanding. So I have one article from Foreign Policy Magazine and I have another from ABC. The Foreign Policy Magazine is entitled Better Health Through Surveillance. And the tagline is Israelis want to spy on people with the coronavirus. That was 2 days ago. So that's when these measures were first being drawn up. They didn't exactly look like a possibility, but foreign policy takes a stance frequently that points out, well, just about everything inconsistent with what that government has ever done before explaining their current position. So we see that early on in the article. To quote, Israel has long pushed the limits of democratic norms in the fight against the Palestinians, demolishing the family homes of militants, assassinating suspects in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, and holding detainees for months or years without trial. That is a very politically charged statement, but that's foreign policy's approach. ABC takes a little more of a moderate position. This is also a news story. As of this recording, this was posted about 45 minutes ago, almost an hour. And the ABC article is entitled, Israel Enables Spy Power to Track People Suspected of Having Coronavirus. It has a big picture of Benjamin Netanyahu on front, who, as previously said, kind of spearheaded this campaign. So the point of this move, which is wrapped into a larger emergency powers bill, is that by using cell phone data, private citizen cell phone data, they can see where these people traveled, who they came in contact with, if they've broken quarantines or broken curfew. It definitely falls under the flag of public health. I don't think that's any question here. But to what extent are we willing to give up freedom and our own privacy and our private life for a common good? It begs this question, and I'm not here to argue one way or another, but at one point does this stop? We've had this argument for years in the United States, especially following 9/11, if it was okay to tap private citizens' phones to track terrorism. And with the NSA scandal a few years ago, this is just going to drum up that argument again. Because, yes, we need to get a control on this virus, and we need to slow it down, and this should be done for the greater good. But should that be compulsory? Should governments have that power over people? And it's interesting that Israel is a democracy. It's a functioning democracy, at least most of the ways we've defined it. And this is something that is almost inherently undemocratic, or it is inherently undemocratic. This is an action, a move we would see from an authoritarian state. Like tracking private citizens. That's big, and to do it in the name of the public good is tricky, because no one wants to be the one that comes out against that. But there are definite repercussions here, and what happens after this virus is contained? It goes away. Is this tracking going to go away? It's hard to say. Obviously, this move by the Israeli government has called upon a lot and has taken a lot of emergency powers under its grasp. And this has caused widespread criticism, not only of politicians and civil rights groups, but just people around the world that aren't okay with the government having this much power over them. Not to mention that the Israeli elections have been a mess. And Netanyahu claims that this surveillance package has only come in for a 30-day period. But, can you kind of put the toothpaste back in the tube? Can this be walked back? Can this be redone? Well, I appreciate you listening to me. I hope everyone has a good couple weeks. We'll get through this together, and hopefully I'll see you all soon.